Hello friends and my lovely viewers. Welcome back to the channel of prettiness. Today we will take a look at the new hybrid champion, Heliala. I will break down the active, passive and ultimate skill and discuss the potential traits to give her. Let's get started.
Let's go. I wake up to a little bit of drool on my pillow, feel like it's gonna be a bad day. I'm tired of shit.
This champion is a hybrid of the Water and Sun clan and the Bloom Uncounted clan, which means it is very likely to have mage and assassin-like properties in its skills. The active skill of hers is called Phantom Bloom. This skill basically deals damage, inflicts fear on the enemy, and heals both the allies and the hybrid's health. And when our champion carries camouflage, the range of this effect greatly increases. So the amount of strength should be maxed out as much as possible, as this skill is heavily reliant on it. And using the camouflage before launching our active skill will also be important to take proper use of the skill. I am honestly getting a pretty good vibe so far, even though we are yet to figure out the camouflage part. Let's see the passive skill of hers. If we look closely, it seems like the passive skill is divided into two parts. The first sentence or part says our hybrid constantly has immunity to control effects, as well as a buff of 25% more damage dealt. So these effects are constantly there from the start till the end of this battle. Furthermore, the skill says that after our hybrid takes skill damage from the enemy, she will take 30% less damage and restore constitution equal to 160% of her strength per second. This second part only lasts for 6 seconds, and it takes 15 more seconds for the camouflage to regenerate. This is what I understood from her passive skill. It looks interesting, and I think it can be very useful in battle. 15 seconds regeneration time may sound like a little bit too long of a wait. So, yeah, I'm not very fond of that. But I'm not gonna call her a useless piece of trash or anything like that. Anyways, let us check out the ultimate. Phantom Strangle. This is very interesting. I already like the idea of this. She uses 4 phantoms to strike down the enemy with the lowest health bar. Each one of these phantoms deals 230% strength damage, and the target gets stunned briefly from this attack. Our hybrid repeats the attack, but this time deals 400% strength damage, plus extra damage equal to 25% of the target's lost constitution. It goes up to a maximum of 2000% of our hybrid strength. Now, if this skill ends up killing the target, every ally of our team will be given the camouflage effect once. I am guessing it may only include the second part of the camouflage skill, so if that is the case, there would be no damage buff or immunity to control effects. Instead, our allies would have a reduced skill damage taken by 30% and a constitution restoration equal to 160% of our hybrid strength per second. And it would last for 6 seconds like mentioned earlier. So this extra beneficial part would mostly work in a supportive way in terms of healing and defending the health of our allies. But it is still a great addition to have in our team. I kind of wished the final ultimate strike could also damage the surrounding enemies, but she is more of a single target hybrid, which is not particularly a bad thing, since it makes her perfect for boss fights. Anyways, enough rambling from me. Do let me know in the comment section below if you have any thoughts or theories about any of her skills. Let's move on to discuss her potential traits. She inherited Adjudication from the Pretty Butterfly clan. This trait works as a damage buff and relies on the strength of our hybrid. To kinda explain it in a simple way, our hybrid deals damage to the enemy once, which will be a normal attack. Then the second time she deals damage, there will be an additional damage equal to 180% of the hybrid strength. Then a cooldown of 6 seconds is activated, and meanwhile she launches attack after attack after attack until the cooldown is gone and the damage buff of 180% of the hybrid strength takes action again. The cooldown then activates once again, and this entire process repeats. Do keep in mind, by the way, this is at trait level 22, So if you have a lower level trait, the percentages and perhaps also the cooldown time will be different. It is a very suitable trait for her, as she is a damage dealer and all, and it is also based on luck a little, so I personally like it. The second trait is inherited from the Mosquito clan, and I am not too impressed with this one, since it doesn't fit our hybrid too well. It is not completely useless, but it is not a gem either. For the first 10 seconds of the battle, the back row enemy champions will deal 20% less damage, and the effect cannot be stacked. It may be great for the team in general, having a couple of the enemies handicapped for a timed period, but it doesn't directly benefit or buff our hybrid, and that is a little bit disappointing. Well, I guess it would be bad if she became too powerful, so it's fine. Now, what should we put in our 3 remaining slots? First off, I will highly recommend giving her a strength-based trait. She is super reliant on it throughout pretty much all of her skills, so I personally suggest giving her the trait called Brutal. Brutal gives percentage-based strength, and the percentage amount will depend on how much you level up this trait. So a level 22 Brutal trait will give us 45% increase in strength, while a level 1 Brutal trait only gives a 5% increase in strength. It is therefore important to level up her trait for the max effects. In the second trait slot, I personally suggest we put a trait called Energetic to increase her max constitution. This trait only gives us 5% increase at level 1, but when we level up the trait to level 22, our hybrid will have a 45% increased constitution, and that makes a whole lot of difference. For the final slot, we can add a trait called Athletic to make this hybrid an all-out DPS type of champion. The trait Athletic gives the champion more strength, but unlike the trait Brutal, this is not percentage based. At level 1, the Athletic trait adds 80 points of strength to our hybrid, while at level 22, the trait adds 15,000 points of strength to our hybrid. To give my own reasoning as to why I'm suggesting this, I just think we have a very strength-reliant hybrid. She is a DPS type, kinda assassin-like in a way, and so I want to take full advantage of it. But do keep in mind, this is not the only way to build this hybrid. There are other combinations of traits that may also work just as good. It very much depends on which champions are in the team and which combination of traits those champions have, etc, etc. So yeah. Anyways, this is all for today's video. If you have any thoughts or questions, feel free to express them with us in the comment section below. Also do remember to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you found the video helpful or if you want to show your support. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Take care, stay foxy, adios, bye!